Welcome back to Mercury Farms for episode 8 with me, MrSealyp. Now this may have just come at the most fortuitous time. The money has gone up. The money has gone up considerably. I have done runs of water. I've done double runs of water. I've done a run of digestate. I did a run with fuel. What I also did, which made me a big chunk of money, was I leased a second fuel tanker. So I leased a trailed one, same as I've done with the other multi-tank, and I did a double run, which made me a big chunk of money. So I just took a load of manure up. I was just about to sell it at the BJ and start the video off up there. Then I was going to do a double run of digestate down to the garden centre to get the money back up. So back up. Now this map is all about, this is the last hurrah. This is showing Mercury Farm. This is me having a bit of fun. This is not a super realistic let's play because I've only got a very short run. This, if not the next one, will be the last episodes on this. If you want to watch the farming stuff, my Lone Oak Farm series, I'm still doing farming. I've got my soybean harvest left to do and finish off my contract before I wind up on Lone Oak 17 as well. So that's where the farming's happening. I'm trying to build up as much money as I can on here to buy as many cows as I can. I want to get the Peecon feed mixer, the huge 64,000 litre feed mixer. I want to get a smaller water tanker, the Juskin Big Liner I think it's called. But we've just had a great demand come up for fuel at the garden centre. I don't know what it is, I don't know what it's going to pay, but the fact I already had that leased from a run I've already done, I'm glad I didn't give it back. That only cost me 1,600 to lease. And what I made on that fuel run just more than covered it. So this is the scary bit now, because I don't know what I'm going to get paid. Now the advice everyone gave me about backing your trailers in or driving through, so the rear trailer, you sell from the rear trailer, then you click on refill. That only worked once for me with a water run. I was doing some water and it came up refill to press L3. Every other time it hasn't come up, or I've tried to do overloading and it starts overloading but then stops, and it's been a bit of a bit hit and miss to say the least. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to take this down, we'll do a load. If it is great demand, if it's better than it has been paying out already, blimey, and we'll see what we get. I'll sell the manure up at the BGA. Depending on what I get for this, I don't know if I'm going to need to do. Well, we'll see what happens. If this pays out really, really well, then what we'll do, we'll get the couple of bits of equipment we need. We'll get those ferried over. I was in the process of taking the Case Optum with the Joskin trailer up to the new dairy farm. Now this is, I say scary. It's a scary dairy. This is scary for me in so much as I'm way too far out. I don't normally do a lot of dairy cows. I think the most I've probably done is 100 and... I'm trying to think on my various different Let's Plays. 130, maybe 160. I'm trying to think. Westbridge Hills. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. What is happening? Did not like that, did it? That was very weird. Yeah. So to do anything over 200 for me is massive. I know we've got people out there that messaged me and said they're running 1,000, they're running 2,000, and then they gave me some of the stats. Wow! I don't think, even doing what I have done already, it's never done that before. What is... Oh, that's the front one that goes up, isn't it? Very odd. Yeah, some of the stats. Now, doing what I've done already, I thought would be plenty. What is happening? Now, I've found in the past on various different Let's Plays, if for any reason you turn off traffic, and sometimes when you turn it back on you'll get a car just stopped in a certain location. I've noticed that a lot on the last few maps I've played. I get this happen quite a lot, and I haven't been turning traffic off, I've been leaving it. I don't know why it's done that, how bizarre. Anyway, so yeah. So this episode's not all going to be about me doing more haulage, because the last few episodes it's about me trying to get the money up. Today we are getting cows. We're going to get the Peecon, we're going to get Big Liner, I've already taken 120,000 litres over to my liquid storage up at the dairy. We'll get as much in as we can. I think, I don't know whether or not, after doing this run, maybe to set a few things up, skip through the night, think on it, and then hopefully our silage will be fermented. So potentially that means taking over another, I'm trying to think, maybe some conveyors, or a conveyor maybe, so I can load up the pecan from a conveyor maybe, I don't know, I'm trying to think, just a few different ideas all buzzing around my head. I've had a lot of people asking me why am I still playing FS17 when 19's out. 19's not out yet, not to the 20th. A few people have got pre-release versions, I haven't. I did have someone mention the fact that what's the point then? If people are already putting 19 content out, why are you still doing 17? Because I want to finish off these Let's Plays. I don't want to leave my subscribers, people that have followed along, have followed a Let's Play. I'm not just going to stop a Let's Play, bang, part way through and say, well, that's it, I'm done. That would be a bit unfair. So, fingers crossed, if I do that, now weirdly, didn't give me the option. How odd. Okay. That first load was 240,000, which is what I got on one of my other loads, so that wasn't any better, a great demand. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've just gone from 740 up to 896, but that was no better a great demand than I've had before. Okay, well, and the overloading thing didn't come up, so don't know really. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to take this back. I think I may have missed off the front part of that editing because I was so engrossed in watching that go down, my timer was going off, and I may well have missed off the front part. I hope I haven't, but anyway. So, I'm probably going to see you in the morning then. I'll see you in the morning. It's only 20 past 3 to be fair. I'll move a few bits of machinery around. If you just see through there, if I can zoom in, it'll be a bit blurry. But the seeder has finished on field 11. And obviously, that's weird. 17 and 18 are my fields, and I've got a big gap there. And then I've got 12 and 13. The wheat is growing. We're getting somewhere. That's the main thing. So these will go back, and I will see you in the morning. Let's get some machinery, some equipment, and let's get some cows. It's the next morning. It's 6:32. I've brought the fill trigger conveyor belt up from Scooter's livestock market, because we're not going to be doing any manure for a while, whether it be into storage or up to the BGA, because we don't need to. The money has gone up dramatically. Overnight I did a double load of digestate. I got the refill overfill thing to work, and we made just under 200,000 on one load. So yeah, we're doing alright. Like I say, it's not hyper realistic. The bunker silo is done fermenting, so we can open that. We've got a couple of options now. I'm going to put the fill trigger tool, I'm going to turn it on first, that'd be a great idea. This should work normally. And just raise that right up. That should be okay. So if I now press L3, that's weird. Okay, not a problem. I'm obviously doing something wrong with that. Let's move that out of the way for a moment. That's not a problem. So I can go to plan B with that. Anyway, so we are now in the market for a couple of other bits of equipment which I need before I can set anything else up. I'm going to use one of the Garant 60,000 litre multi-tanks for the time being for water, but we are probably going to look at getting a Joskin one. So we've got our hay, we've got our straw, we've got our silage. We're pretty much good to go, but what I am going to do is over here on the feed trough, which is this one here. This one's the water trough, just there. I'm going to get the Lely Juno. I hope I've still got this installed, otherwise it's going to be a very, very, very short episode. Animals. So, we want the Lely Juno. Main colour, let's go with something bright that stands out so we can see it, so we don't drive into it by accident. I'm just going to go white, I think. Design with a beacon, doesn't really matter. So we'll buy that, which I can fetch to the store, lucky me. And then what we do need as well is, oh, where's the other bit? It's under placeables, or is it miscellaneous? There's the little Lely Juno stand thing. Might be under placeables, you know. That'd be weird. Where's that? There it is, just seen it. There. The charging station, £120. So what you do is place that somewhere, and that takes away the costs of something else. I can't remember it exactly, but let's zoom right in on that. How close can I get to the building before that trips out? About there. Fantastic. That's called the charging station. Yeah. So it covers the maintenance cost of the Lely Juno. So when you get the Juno, there's no maintenance cost because it charges up there. Right. That's that done. I need to collect the Juno, and we'll put that here because with a lot of animals, we need something that's going to automatically clean this feed area. And we also then, I've cleared up the last bits of hay that were dotted around the map, things that I left laying around. So that will go into the troughs. Actually, I can put some of that in a minute. Anyway, regardless, so down to the store, we need to pick up the Lely Juno. We need to pick up the Peecon Mammoet. We'll have a look at that in a moment as well. I've got the Ceres is over there, Terrace over there. And we'll get going then. We'll lease the animal trailer. We'll get down to Scooter's livestock. We'll get our first cows in here, get them fed, make some TMR, and we will be golden. So I'm going to go off and let's get to the store. Okay, down at the store. The Juno's there. So what I'm going to do is we'll jump into this stair. And we'll put this on the front to transport it. Need to make sure I get the right way around on this to pick it up. So this side? I'm never quite sure. Actually, do I need to open it up to be picked up? I do, don't I? Let's get in that and... oh yeah. I couldn't remember how to do it. There we go. Okay, right. What we also need to do now then is let's get this Peecon and we'll take it over the terrace. That'll be fine because it's empty, so it's not going to be too heavy to move. It should be alright, to be fair, moving it small distances at the main farm. So the the Peecon Biga Mega Mammoet. It's not cheap, but it's 64,000 litres. I mean, to be fair to say it's not cheap. If you go for the Prestige there, which is an automatic feed mixer, that takes 32,000 litres and it's 150 grand. So it would help if I'd actually bought it, wouldn't it? Buy. Okay. What we'll also do then is while we're here, let's go to... oh, please tell me I've still got it installed. Let's lease the Art Mechanic LS540, so we can transport as many as we can. We'll lease that, we don't need to buy it. I think in an hour we should be able to get a fair amount of animals backwards and forwards. So we'll pick that and be picked up with the truck. We'll take that over to Scooters and we'll get some animals in that first. In a little while. First, let's take this. We'll set up the Lely Juno, we'll get this. Making some feed. We've got the Joss skin over there already, the trans space, so we can be moving larger quantities of grass, and I'm going to need to do more grass, that much is obvious now. Large quantities of grass and straw for bedding and those kind of things, but this will be for the main feed. It's massive, it is absolutely massive. What a cool bit of kit. Better get the beacons on. Don't think this thing has a beacon, does it? No, but it does have that scary cow on the back. I know it's supposed to be cute, but there's something really so starey eyes, that's what it is. I'm going to cut through this way, I think, be easier. Go through the main farm and then we'll take a right, then a left, and we'll get there cross country, don't you worry. Crops are growing alright, very nicely. Our wheat is coming through. That could probably do with the spray to give us our third fertiliser in the state, or a fertiliser spread or something like that, which I might well do with the voucher with some narrows on. But like I say, it was never about the wheat, it was about the straw swath. That's the whole point of growing that crop. I've found all the way through FS17, I don't doubt 19 is going to be any different. When you're doing animals, preparation is the key. Prep everything first. Get what you need, sort out your feed, sort out your hay, your grass, your straw. If it's pigs, make sure you've got all the crops you need, or loads and loads of pig food, whatever you're going to be using, before you even buy an animal. Because if you buy your animals first and then start trying to do anything, you're always playing catch up, you're always behind. So it just makes more sense. I mean, that's common sense, I guess. I'm preaching to the converted, you guys know that already. But so I'm going to do first and foremost, just going to tuck this under the silo. I hope this works under the silo. If it doesn't, I'm going to cry. These generally work perfectly, so I'll just put that under there for the moment. Drop that off, and then let's set this thing up. I'm going to open up the, what do you call it? The thingamy-bob. Yeah, the help window is the word I was looking for. Drop that down. Now this is a slightly shorter trough, so turn it on first, start engine. Let's twist it round. What I will do is close that. Okay, so if you're not familiar with using this or setting it up, I've turned on the engine. Actually, I don't need the engine on. If I stop the engine, it stops doing that rotation thing. So what I need to do now is using your indicators, blinkers, whatever you want to call it. So I go R1 and then side arrow, it gives me that little one. If I go R1 and so that's right side arrow, that's left side arrow. That's the one I want. I'm going to come up and over the top like that, and what I'm trying to do is make sure I'm parallel to the trough. If I'm not, I should turn it on. I'm going to turn it ever so slightly, then go backwards and forwards. Now that looks to me to be about parallel, because when you set this off, you don't want it either going in towards the trough that end, or when it comes back in towards the trough or out away from it, you want it to be running right directly up and down. That works really, really well. So that now, as far as I'm concerned, is set. That looks to me to be parallel. If that bumps into anything and comes into contact with anything, that's going to be a real problem. Now, what I also want to do is just change angle, and change angle is the distance it travels. So what I've done is I've lined it up with the centre post there, which is halfway along the trough, and that distance will be all the way out to one end, and then it will come back and all the way out to the other end. This is often trial and error. I'm going to set it on 1500, and what I'm going to do now is hire a worker. I'm going to see how far it goes. I'm also checking, and you'll normally, well, you often get lines left on the ground, but it hasn't left any. If that keeps going past that end point, oh, that can't be that I've done it right first time. Normally the longer troughs you go out to about 3,000 or whatever. This will be a little bit of trial and error. So that should come back past centre. That'll go out to the other end, hopefully the same distance. It'll go just past those hazard markings if I've done this right. And then go back again. That is absolutely spot on. For a first guess, that's absolutely... I'm blown away with that. More than happy. Now, you can hire a worker. That doesn't come under your work account, I don't think, as I recall. And that will just go up and down all day long if you want it to. What I'm going to do is stop the worker there. So, if ever you're going to hire a worker, personally, always make sure it's right in the centre before you hire a worker. Because it's set on that 1,500 now. If I hire a worker and it's... If I say, for example, it's here, that will go out too far one end and back the other way. So just bring it all the way back. What I can also do, turn the engine off. As far as I'm concerned, we're set. That's parallel, distance is right, we're good to go. You can also, if I just very quickly show you, if I jump vehicles, you can actually jump to it because it acts as a vehicle. So if you suddenly think, oh, I haven't, the food trough's going to be a mess, I need to come back to it, you can actually jump to it and set it off again. So that's that done. The Lely Juno is set up. We are good to go. I'm going to get out of that. And I suppose we need to start getting these troughs filled up. Should we get troughs filled up? Let's make some TMR first, so we've got some on hand. I've got tractors all over the place. Beacons can go off. So, if my maths is correct, and if I do this the way I normally do it, I say normally, because this is, you know, it's how I do it. I'm thinking of this in chunks of 4,000 because that's what a bale would normally be. Now this is a 64,000 litre trailer, and I normally do 1 part straw, 1 part silage, 2 parts hay. If that's correct, then I should be doing half of this should be hay. That's 32,000 litres. A quarter of it needs to be straw, which is 16,000, and then a quarter of it needs to be silage, which is 16, if I'm right. So what I'm going to do is, attaching to it would be a good idea first, wouldn't it? I'm not worried about a great demand for sunflowers, haven't got any. So if I press L3 and now go along to my hay, I've got a little bit of time extraction already made. I'm going to do hay first. So if I press start, I'm watching down the bottom right. When that hits 32, I'm going to stop it. You've probably seen me do this before with various different feed mixes on various different Let's Plays, but if you haven't, 29, 30, 31, 32. Oh, pretty close. So now I'm going to press L3 again, and this time I'm going to be putting in my straw. I've got a little bit of silage there, but not enough. So straw needs to be 16,000. So that's going to take me to 48, is that right? Mine's gone blank now. 32, 10 is 42. Add 6, yeah, 48,000. So, straw, start. So we get to 48. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to stop it there. So what I now need to do is add the silage. Now, because the conveyor, for some reason I can't get the conveyor to work, I'm going to use this, and this should work as well, I hope. Let's go pipe out. Now what I could do is spend some time with the conveyor belt set up, empty that bunker silo into the main silo and do it all from there. It really doesn't matter which way around you do it. They're all different options. If I get a normal conveyor belt, it'll work. I don't know why that's not working, it's very strange. Oh, because it's not a pickup conveyor. I'm thinking because it's a fill trigger it should work, but it won't, will it? It's not a pickup. So what I should do now, hopefully, this will start going to the back. Now at some point, when I get to the right amount, if I switch to the back one, there we go. When I get to the right amount in here, that's going to go from a dark brown to a light brown, and that tells me I've got a good mix. See all the numbers changing? It is filling up slightly. It will go light in a moment. There we go. Which means I've now got a total mix ration. So all I've got to do now is fill that up. So I get to 64. Like so. What I'm going to do actually, I think, and leave that there. And we've got 64,000 litres of total mix ration done. That quickly. I'm also going to check the tip side to make sure I've got the tip side left. I'm going to put that on tip side right, I think, simply because I'm going to come at it from this way. Now this is where you've got to be careful, because I've got the Lely Juno set up now. I don't want to be hitting that with this. Now this actually, oh, that's going to be a problem, isn't it? See if I really wanted to be right up against the things, but I don't know if it'll come up. Will the tip come up here? Oh, I'm too far. Oh, it will do. Okay, it's got 2 tip points. If I come either side of the Lely, there we go. As long as I don't touch it, it'll be fine. Now that will only put in what it needs now to fill that up, because I've got no animals in it. It's taking a fair amount considering there are no animals in there. I haven't just discovered a bottomless pit. Okay, so what I'm going to do, leave that there for a minute. Animals then. Let's get some cows. Right, back to the store. Let's grab that truck, grab the trailer, let's get down to the livestock market and let's get some cows. Once the cows are in, we can then start adding more feed in. Let's see how many we can get. I've got 907,000. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I need to buy. Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to do. Here. I think this is by FS15 mods, I think, if I'm correct, when I said about doing all those placeables before, and the beauty of this farm being you can do whatever you want, Mercury Farms. I'm going to use this one. You've got the shed. I'm going to go with the shed 20 by 30. Make sure I've got a big old shed. Whoa, hang on. Let's zoom out a little bit. Now this is, you can drive through this one as well, which makes life a lot easier. I want that cross bit at the back. Oh, it rotates a very strange angle. So I can keep a lot of my stuff wherever I want it. Okay, right in the middle. Slap bang in the middle. Fantastic. So we've now got some more storage up here, so I can be putting some other vehicles under there, because I've got tankers out and various different things. We can put those under there. So I've also got now a new shed. This is a nice one actually, I like this. It's a great design. It's a bit more expensive than some of the other ones, but it's a very cool mod. Has eaten into slightly our cow budget, but great detail. Anyway, yes, cows. Let's go. Right, we're off to scooters. Let's see how. I can't remember how many this holds cows wise. Is it 20? I think it's 20, isn't it? Just trying to think from low note, because I did it on low note recently, didn't I? I'm sure it's 20. So we can do 20 at a time. That's going to set us back, what, 100,000, isn't it? Something like that. We want cows. 100,000. So we're not going to get... Oh, wow. We're not going to get as many as I hoped we were going to get with the money we've got. Wow. We can get a few, though. Probably more than I've ever had. I'm trying to think. Let's just get as many as we can. Confirm. Yes. Now, again, this may well mean then that off screen I need to do some more water, some more manure. Now this isn't how a normal farm would work. When you're doing this game normally, you'll be doing your farming and you'll be doing your fields and you'll be selling your crops or silage bales or logging or whatever it is you're doing to make your money, and you'd build up your dairy or your farm or whatever it is, your cows, your pigs, your sheep, gradually as you're earning money. So this is a kind of, you know, this is speed farming. Speed dairy. This is how we. So I'm so used to going off and selling manure, and yeah. So this is kind of like yeah, it is just a kind of accelerated version. Simply because I said I was going to do dairy. I said I was going to do a bigger dairy than I've ever done before, and I want to make sure I do that. I'm going to try and do that before the end of this episode. I don't want to be dragging it over into more, but we'll see. It might be alright. I'm sure you guys won't mind watching an 8-hour episode. Where do I unload these? I think it's on this side, isn't it? Yeah, that's for straw. This is for the cows, isn't it? Okay. Probably could have come at this at a better angle, couldn't I? Turn around there? No. Probably left that voucher in the worst place imaginable. Let's unload. Confirm. That's our first 20. Our dairy farm has begun. It's a fine looking 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, it says 20. Let's just assume it is. Right, let's get them some water. And then I'll go back to the board. And let's get some more. See how many we can end up with. I think both those tankers are empty now. What I will do is go to liquid storage. I've done a couple of runs up here to liquid storage. So we've got 240,000 litres of water actually in storage, which is fantastic. So, we want water? Yes, we do. I think 60,000 litres might be a bit much, but what I'll do is fill it up. That way, whatever we actually end up with, we should have enough. Should have enough. Take a while. Okay. Again, should have probably backed onto there maybe. So let's back onto the water trough. So let's fill up. Oh. Okay, that was quick. Right, I'm going to leave that there as well for a moment. Let's get this animal trailer, go and get some more cows. I will see you in a moment. Well, so I say for me, a little while, for you guys a moment, and let's get some cows. Speed dairy, let's go. A little while later, and we have our last 20. So the last 20 I can afford. We're down to 3,000 £3,000 left of all that money. Whoa. But what I have noticed as well, we've got about 40-something thousand litres of barley to sell, and the barley price is up over 1,000, so we can get rid of a load of barley. That will give us about another 40-something. And like I say, every load I do of water, anything like that now, because I've got all the equipment I need, I can buy some more. We haven't got as many as I hoped we were going to have, in all honesty. I thought we'd have a lot more. I don't know how you guys manage it, how you do 500, 1,000, 2,000 herd farms. Because I've just spent all that money and I'm only up to 166. That's got to be up around the most I've ever done, I think. But what I am considering now is that I need more, which is quite scary. So what I'm going to do now is give me some more water. Then we need to get some straw in there. I'll tip the rest of that mixed one. The total mixed ration I put in there has vanished. Everything's on red. It's just, this is going to, like I say, scary dairy. This is going to be quite a thing. Let's make sure I've got water. Okay, that's good. Let's move that out of the way for a moment. Let's put that into storage actually, I think. What else do I need to do? Turn that off. Let's get the rest of this in. See if that's going up at all. Oh no, this is going to require crazy amounts. Absolutely crazy amounts. Because that's just not even making a dent. Now hopefully I can use this to do the straw and to do the grass. I'm going to need more of everything, aren't I? I haven't done anywhere. I thought, oh yeah, you know, 500,000 litres of this, 500, it's just not enough. Grass. Oh, it went. Won't take grass, but it will take straw. So let's get the bedding in, then they'll be producing manure. I'll fill this up, I might as well. Be mad not to. This is why I did the fields of wheat. I'm going to need way more of this. I'm going to need so much straw. Hopefully it won't take all this, but I could be wrong. I've got machinery everywhere. It doesn't look 166 cows in there, does it? I know it only puts in a certain few, I know. Oh, hang on. Oh, it doesn't go in there, does it? It goes in there. There we go. So what's this eat into 64,000 litres of straw like it doesn't exist? Well, that's filling up. Let's get this rocking and rolling. Turn that on because already the feed trough's a mess. There we go. I think I'm just going to leave this going the whole time, because the minute you stop is the minute it builds up too much and it really struggles to clear the area. So it's not the fastest thing ever, to be fair, but you know, it'll do the job. Perfect, right, keep that going. What do I need now? Let's just check the menu. Oh, okay, that's not too far off full. Pretty good. Grass. We need some grass. What I am going to do, I think then, jump out of that, let that keep going. Let's move that out of the way. So what I can do now, I'm thinking one more episode on this then. I'll get a load more work, get a load more in here, get it all filled up, and it'll be the kind of farewell. I've done the dairy, which is what I said I was going to do. Scarily, this is taking a lot of stuff. Well, what I can do, if I take the hay around the side, so what I can do with the feed, luckily, is because there's a feed trough around the side here as well, I can leave the Juno plugging away there, and what I can do is come around to here. Let's get this in, because I need to empty this out, to be fair. Let's fill that as well. Barely making an impression. Let's fill this up with grass. Get a lot of grass in here too. Yeah, so this is the thing. You know, I've only really ever done smaller scale, I guess, all the way through grass. All the way through FS17. So I think if you are going to go into it, go full on dairy, full on sheep farm. By the time you're up around that kind of number of animals, 500, 1,000, however many you go above that, this becomes your full-time industry. That's all you can have time for doing, just getting all the resources together for this. I don't honestly know how you would find time to do any other farming. But I suppose that's the real world, isn't it? If you're a dairy farmer, realistically you're not going to be doing arable as well. I mean, some farmers probably do. Depends on the size of your herd, I guess. Some guys just make bales and provide those to local farms. Some guys just do arable and don't do any animals. You know, I suppose it's, you know, it all depends. Oh, let's tip that in. How we're looking. Woefully inadequate is how we're looking. Yeah, 260,000 litres of grass. That'll be fine. That'll go miles. Nope. Okay, so more power food. Productivity should start to increase. Our next animal in 9 hours. So the more we get, the quicker that's going to be. Our manure hasn't started producing yet, but our milk has. I'm ignoring that. Right, that's still cleaning. That's done. Okay, I will see you in minutes. Hopefully I've got some of this cleaned up. We'll make sure everything's topped up. We'll get the grass topped up. We'll get a load of total mixed ration topped up, and we'll be almost there, I think. Let's get a load more total mixed ration made. I'll see you in a minute when that's all done. Maybe we'll be a bit tidier here as well. And so, ending on a more agricultural note, I've got the barley. Weirdly enough, it's still showing that I've got about 3,500 litres somewhere. I can't find it. I've been to all the silos, I don't know where it is. The price has started to drop here, but it's still on 1,400. So, up at Windmill Hill, let's get some more money for cows. Come on. That's not bad. 45 grand. have some of that, thank you. Right, so that's plummeted even more now. We have got, we're at 99% productivity. Happy days. Next animal due in 6 hours. We have got liquid manure on the go. We've got manure on the go. We've got milk tank which is filling. Cleanliness at 100%, and all of those are in the green. Straw needs a little bit of a top up, and the power food situation, but that took a lot of numbers to get to there, and we're only on 166. I think next episode I'm going to be aiming for 250. We're not going to get to 1,000, and I haven't got the resources to do it. I'm also out of time. I haven't got the time to do all the resources now, with only now, this is Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 2 days realistically. I need to finish off Lone Oak, which I'm going to do as well. And then we're on to FS19. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.